Excellent essays and letters for primary school. Wow, the donkey. Funny in appearance and has a strange crying nature, is stubborn. Its upkeep costs very little, its usefulness. The donkey is a beast of burden. It is meant to carry heavy loads. It has a strange appearance. It has a short, hairy body and four legs with cloven hoofs. It has a short tail with a tuft of hair at the end of it. Its ears are long and looks like wings. Its head is big and funny in shape. Its cry is harsh and unpleasant. Everyone is frightened on hearing the braying of the donkey. The donkey is known to be stubborn and willful in nature. It will try to have its own way if it can. People think that it is stupid and not intelligent. It costs very little to keep a donkey. No special food is required for it. It is turned loose into graze in the field and given anything that is left over from the meal. It is a very useful animal. Washermen use donkeys to carry their load of clothes. Gypsies use donkeys to carry their belongings from one place to another. Donkeys are also used to carry bricks on other heavy loads which men find difficult to carry. Though it does so much useful work, the donkey gets no thanks for it. It's starved, beaten, and ill-treated. No wonder it kicks very hard when it loses a step. Men should be kinder to these dumb, helpless animals. They should treat them kindly for all the good work they do. The elephant, a huge animal, its appearance and habits, how it is caught and trained, how it is used is ceremonial processions. Elephant is a huge animal. It's very strong. It is found in India and Africa. Its natural home is the jungle. It can be seen in zoos and circuses. It is a tall and heavy animal. It has small eyes. Its ears look like fans. They are broad and flat. Its back is broad and looks like a wall. Its legs are like the trunks of trees. Its nose is long and snake-like. It's called a trunk. With its trunk, it can pick up food and put it in its mouth. It can uproot big trees with the help of its trunk. It has two long curved teeth jutting out of its mouth. These teeth are very precious. They are made of ivory. The elephant is a herbivorous animal. It eats grass, fruits, sugarcane, vegetable and grain. It is intelligent and has a very good memory. It never forgets a good or bad turn done to it. It takes revenge on those who ill-treat it. There was a man who used to break a coconut every day on an elephant's head. One day the elephant got hold of the coconut and broke it on the man's head. This shows that the elephant has a good memory and is also revengeful. Elephants run wild in the jungle. They move about in groups or herds. They are caught in traps and they train to do useful work. They are taught to pick up logs of wood with their trunks and arrange them in neat piles. Circus trainers teach them to perform all kinds of tricks and feats of skill. Sometimes an elephant can go out of hand and cause much destruction. He is then called a rogue elephant. The male elephants are called bulls, the female are cows, and the young ones are known as calves. The olden days, elephants were taken to the battlefield. Nowadays, they are still used in ceremonial processions. In Mysore, it is a grand to watch the Dasara procession in which many gaily decorated elephants take part. Elephants in the zoo are often used to give joy rides to children. From all this, we see the elephant is useful and lovable animal. The camel, big and clumsy animal, appearance and habits is usefulness. The camel is a big and clumsy animal. It is dark brown in color. It is a quadruped with long, thin legs. Its feet are broad and flat. It has a long neck and two humps on its back. Sometimes a camel has only one hump instead of two. Then it is called a dromedary. Camels are found in the deserts of Arabia, Africa, Sindh and Rajasthan in India. The camel can live without food or water for 6 or 7 days. It eats the thorny bushes in the desert and some grass and leaves when the caravan reaches an oasis. It is generally mild, but when it gets angry, it becomes dangerous because it bites. The camel is the only means of transport across the desert. It is able to walk about 80 to 100 kilomiles a day. It carries people and also goods on its back. Its feet do not sink easily into the sand. This is why the camel is called the ship of the desert. Desert dwellers drink camel's milk and make cloth out of camel's hair. The camel is thus a very useful animal, all those who live in the desert. Homework, the parrot. A small but interesting bird. Its appearance has a small hooked beak, brightly colored features, red beak. The African parrot is green. It can be trained to imitate human speech. It repeats what is said mechanically and has no intelligence. People who have only memory and no intelligence are called parrots. The rat. A descriptive animal, black or grey in color. A description, small ears, a long tail, small sharp teeth, makes a squeaking sound. Found in fields and houses, does much harm, destroys grains and eats up everything in the household. It bites, can be poisonous, it can be easy, a carrier of deadly plague germs. People destroy it by catching it in traps and poisoning it. The mosquito, small in size but a great nuisance, found in tropical countries and marshy places. Disturbs people's sleep by its bites. It's a carrier of diseases like malaria, yellow fever, and elephantiasis. Measure taken by the government to get rid of the mosquitoes, clearing swamps, spraying with DDT, etc. The sheep, a small animal with 4 legs. Its skin is black and white, covered with curly hair called wool. Large flocks of them are kept and watched by shepherds, supposed to be silly, dumb animal. All the sheep follow wherever one sheep leads them. People do not think but do what others are said to be like sheep. Sheep are usefully, they provide us with wool, which is made into woolen cloth to make us warm. The eagle, a bird of prey, kills and eats smaller birds, can fly high up in the air, very big in size, has a hooked beak and long, sharp nails and talons. It flies round in circles before swooping down upon its victim. It carries away chickens and tears them to pieces. It can be dangerous to planes if attacks them. It is much feared by small birds. Exercises for practice: the ant, the cuckoo, our favorite songbird, the butterfly, stray cattle, the bear, the bull, the panther. Favorites. My favorite season. Which season I prefer and why? The advantages of that season, how I enjoy myself during that season. I prefer the cold season to the hot season and the rainy season. In rainy season, everything is damp. One does not feel like going out of doors when it rains. One can be bored in the rains. The hot season of summer cannot be enjoyed much. The summer, we sweat a lot and our bodies become sticky and uncomfortable. The best season, therefore, is the cold of winter season. The weather is perfect. It is neither too hot nor too cold, and if it is very cold, I can wear warm clothes accordingly. The cold weather makes us active and energetic. We do not easily feel tired in the winter season. We can do a lot of work. We also enjoy taking vigorous exercise. We go for long walks and enjoy a game or two. Good vegetables are available in the winter season. Our appetite and health improves in the cold season. We can eat more and sleep more soundly in winter. So health improves. Now nice it is to go snuggle under a blanket and enjoy one's sleep in winter. I lead a very active life and also improve my health in winter. To me, it is the best season of the year. The festival I like the most, my favorite festival. Which is my favorite festival and why? The preparations for the festival, the enjoyment, why I enjoy this festival more than others. Diwali is my favorite festival. It is the greatest Hindu festival. It is time of goodwill and gladness. Diwali usually comes in the month of October or November. Long before Diwali, people get ready to celebrate the festival. This clean and paint and whitewash their houses. When the festival begins, all Hindu houses are decorated with rows of beautiful lamps. The well-to-do people have multicolored flickering lights. The people have rows of oil lamps. By this time, we know that Diwali is a festival of light. Everything looks bright and cheerful at Diwali time. Diwali also brings us a new year. So we start the year with a bang. We let off a lot of crackers and fireworks. Much money is spent on crackers on Diwali time. Many sweetmeats also prepared. People have their fill of good food and sweetmeats. We also get new clothes and toys at Diwali. Our Diwali day, all of us go to wish for our friends Happy New Year. We are in the happy and carefree mode because we enjoy our vacation. We do not have to worry about books and studies. We can enjoy ourselves in our hearts content in Diwali time. That is why I like Diwali the most of all our festivals. The crackers make a lot of sound pollution and air pollution. The crackers are made of very young children in the factories, and so we grow up. Children should not waste money on crackers, thus saving the pollution. The same amount can be used for any good cause on the auspicious occasion of Diwali. My favorite bird, the sparrow, is my favorite bird. Its size and its appearance, its habits, its friendly nature. My favorite bird is a sparrow. Sparrow is a very common bird to be seen anywhere and everywhere where human beings live. The sparrow is small in size. It has dark brown wings. The underside of its body is lighted in color. It has small, beady eyes and a small beak. It is a busy and active bird. It wakes up early in the morning. It twitters all the time. Its cheerful twittering wakes up people from their sleep in the morning. Many sparrows come and sit on the windowsill every morning. They twitter so loudly that it is impossible for us to continue sleeping. We have to wake up, open our balcony door, and throw some grains to them. Then they hop about and merrily peck at the food grains. The sparrow is a friendly bird. It likes the company of human beings. It is always to be seen close to people's houses. It makes friends very easily. Once it knows that you will not hurt it, it hops right inside your house and flies about all over the place. If you get into the habit of feeding sparrows, they hop into your room to remind you that they are hungry. They are quite intelligent. They notice in which container you store some food grains. If you are busy, they will fly in and help themselves to the grain if the container is open. As birds are such friendly creatures, I wish more and more people would make friends with them and be kind to them. My favorite national leader? The national leader I like most, Lal Bahadur Shastri, my favorite leader. His appearance, his humble origin and rises to fame, his habits and nature, his greatness. Lal Bahadur Shastri will always be my favorite national leader. Though he is no longer in this world, his noble spirit will continue to be a shining example to his countrymen. He was a small man with a large heart. He was physically short in stature, but morally he was a giant. He came from a very poor family. He suffered many hardships to acquire an education, yet he rose to the greatest man in the land, namely the Prime Minister of India. He was a simple man, simple in his dress and habits. He was honest and upright and above corruption. Though he held the highest position in the country, he had no bank balance. He believed in service to his country. His motto was service before self. Though frail in appearance, he was no weakling. He put on bold stand for freedom when our country was attacked by Pakistan. He successfully guided the country to victory. He negotiated for peace in Tashkent just as successfully. Like Abraham Lincoln, he was snatched away by the death of the hour of glory. Our country suffered an irreparable loss by his death. The joy of victory was marred by the sorrow of his death. His noble life proves that we live in deeds, not in years. He was in power only for a very short time, yet he is remembered with love and gratitude by millions of his countrymen. Truly, he was a great man. My favorite month, the month I like most, May is my favorite month. We are free from studies and have plenty of leisure. Leisure can be used to pursue hobbies. We get a chance to go on a summer holiday to the hills or the seaside. May is the month that I like most in the year. I always look forward to the month of May. In May, we can relax and enjoy our holidays. We are then free from our studies because the schools are closed for the summer vacation. It is a great relief to be free from one's studies for a whole month. In the month of May, we have plenty of leisure. The leisure might be used rightly. We can use our leisure to pursue our hobbies. We can go for long walks in the early morning and in the evening. Fruits ripen in May. The best fruits we can enjoy in May in mango. Apart from mango, we enjoy juicy fruits like melon, watermelon, grapes, and more. We enjoy the sugarcane. Also, May appears attractive when we get an opportunity to go on a summer holiday either to the seaside or the hills. As the seaside, we can go swimming and collect all kinds of lovely shells. At the hill station, we enjoy the cool climate and the beautiful natural scenery. May is without any doubt the month I like most in the year. My favorite book is Gandhiji's autobiography, which contains simplicity of style, pleasing personality revealed in the book, instructive and inspiring book. My favorite book is the autobiography of Mahatma Gandhi. This book is called The Experiments with Truth. In this book, Gandhiji gives us account of his whole life for a very early age. He shows us how he made faults but tried to overcome them all. The book is written in a simple and pleasing style. It's not meant to impress people, but to show them how a great man has tried to conquer himself. The book reflects the pleasing personality of Gandhiji. We realize that he has become devoted to truth from an early age. His moral perfection and the spiritual beauty of his character makes us love and admire him as we read his autobiography. Gandhiji's autobiography is an instructive and inspiring book. We get a glimpse in the mind of the spirit of father of the nation. We realize that we have a lot to learn from the inspiring example. To mention only a few of his good qualities, they are honesty, selflessness, truthfulness, religion, mindedness, humor, and non-violence. Our lives would be quite different if we modeled them according to the example of the father of the nation. My favorite dream. Dream of a better and happier world, a dream without pain and suffering, a world without selfishness and wars, the world of peace and prosperity, and a world of cooperation and brotherhood. Always dream of a better and happier world. I find that there is too much of misery and suffering in the world, so I dream of a world without pain or suffering. Sickness causes much pain and suffering. Hence, I would banish sickness from this world. Physical pain is not the only misery of the human being. They also have to suffer mental pain. They are all ill-treated and caused much pain by the cruelty of the other human beings. In my favorite dream, there is no physical and mental pain in the world. Again, the world suffers on account of the selfishness of the nation that fight wars. Wars bring untold misery to human beings. So in my favorite dream, I see a world without wars. If wars are not there, there is peace and plenty. All countries prosper and are happy. Lastly, in my favorite dream, I visualize a world where people live in a spirit of cooperation and brotherhood. There's no distinction between man and man on ground of color and creed. Everyone is given due importance because he's a human being. My favorite dream, therefore, is about an ideal world where everything is perfect. So I do it. My favorite teacher, the teacher I like the most. His appearance and nature, the qualities of character, his method of teaching, why I like him. Of all the teachers who teach me, I like Mr. Mehta the most. He's my mathematics teacher. He's a pleasant appearance. He's of medium height and sound build. He dresses neat and simple. He has a kind word and a ready smile for everyone. Mr. Mehta is honest and just. He treats all of us alike. He has no favorites. He's kind but firm. He does not like us to tell lies. He wants us to work hard and be successful in life. He has a subject at the tips of his finger and makes his subject very interesting. We all listen to him attentively. He sees to it that all of us understand his teaching. He pays much attention to those who are slow in understanding mathematics. He is truly devoted to his pupils and his subject. We all like him because he's a lovable person and also because he's a good teacher. Such teachers are not to be found very easily. My favorite hobby is stamp collecting. A large collection of stamps, interesting and absorbing hobby. Time is spent pleasantly in sorting out, admiring and passing the stamps. Albums are a real treasure. My favorite hobby is stamp collecting. I started this hobby many years ago. Today I have a large collection of 15,000 stamps. Stamp collecting is an interesting and absorbing hobby. I can spend hours lost in my hobby. I pester all my friends and relatives to give me stamps. If I have friends who have the same hobby, I exchange stamps with them. I spend my time very pleasantly in the company of my stamps. Very stamps we can learn history and geography. Most nations print stamps to commemorate important historical events or historical personalities and great leaders. They also publish stamps of birds and flowers and animals which add to our knowledge of geography. It is very interesting way of learning geography through stamps. I have a pen friend from Canada. She too is a big stamp collector. She sends me wonderful stamps of a lot of foreign countries. I do send her lots of in return. I have many stamp albums which I preserve carefree. If I have leisure, I never have a dull moment looking through my albums. I wish more people would take interest in this wonderful hobby. My favorite game, the game I like most, cricket, my favorite game. An international sport advantages healthy exercise, endurance, alertness, quick movement, interesting both to watch and to play. I like all kinds of outdoor games. I like to play badminton, tennis, and hockey, but I like cricket best of all. It is my favorite game. Cricket is an international sport, though it is originated in England. It has now been adopted by many other countries. Indians have proved that they can beat the English at their own game many times. Cricket has become a gentleman's sport. Playing cricket has several advantages. It provides healthy exercise in open air. It calls for the power of endurance. One should be able to keep on playing for several hours without getting exhausted. Whether bowling or batting, it requires alertness. One have to have eyes fixed on the ball. One also has to move quickly, both in fielding and in getting runs. Cricket is an interesting game to watch as well as to play. I never miss an opportunity to witness a test match in whichever country's stalwarts play. I find it thrilling to watch Sachin, Dhoni, Sehwag, Gambhir, Raina, Zahid Khan, and several others in action on the cricket field. It is a rare treat I always look forward to. Always admire the great cricketers like Patodi, Kapil Dev, Gavaskar, Bishan Singh, Bedi, Saurav Dravid, Kambal, Srinath, etc. Wow, my best friend, his name became friends. How often we meet, favorites, we spend time together, games we play, and friends, parents meets at friend's house like a member of your friend's family. I have many friends. Of all my friends, my best friend is Ritesh. He has been my childhood friend. I call him Ritu. He's my age. We spend a lot of happy time together each day whenever we can. We are students of the same school and study in the same class but in different divisions. He's a very clever and very humble. He helps me often with my mathematics homework, and at times I help him out in English. Every evening we play together, either football or hockey. We then do our homework. After homework, we sometimes play chess too. We never play for much time as both want to improve in our studies. While Ritu gets a second or third rank, I stand either fifth or sixth. On Sundays and Thursdays, we had our regular weekly holiday, and on other holidays, we spend a lot more time together. Both of us are nature lovers, as none of other friends are. On Saturdays, we go into the jungle for walks. We go and enjoy the peace, quiet, and the singing of the birds. We sit and watch and listen and learn a lot about nature. Both of our parents are very happy with our friendship. We often Very often, Ritu is invited to share a meal in my house. Many times, Ritu's parents also invite me to dine with them. Our friendship is 10 years old and we are inseparable. If I ever go anywhere alone, people ask me where Ritu is because everybody thinks we are twin brothers. A friend of Ritu is a gift of God, and I pray that his friendship never ever breaks. Homework, my favorite actor. Mention your favorite actor, describe his appearance, mention the names of the films in which you have seen him act, which according to you is his best film so far, what kind of roles does he play, say why you prefer him to other actors. My favorite scientist, mention the name of your favorite scientist, describe what he has done, show how he has contributed to the welfare of humanity. What qualities in him do you admire the most? My favorite subject. Say which subject is your favorite. Show why you like that subject more than others. Say for how long it has been your favorite subject and how he grew to like it. What according to you are the advantages in learning the subject? My favorite hero. Say who's your favorite hero. Describe his appearances. What are his outstanding qualities of character? What makes you consider him hero? My favorite historical character. Who's your favorite character in history? Describe his outstanding qualities and achievements. What qualities in him do you admire most? Say why you prefer him to other historical characters. Exercise for practice. My favorite heroine, my favorite social servant, my favorite actress, my favorite film, my favorite sportsman, my favorite television program, my favorite port. Places. The post office in my town. It is necessity to have a post office. It enables us to send and receive letters, parcels, money orders, speed posts, and register letters, as well as saving banks and postal insurance. Our local post office is a large one. It is in a new building and it's very spacious. Many people are employed in our post office. It is a busy place. You see people constantly going into the office and coming out of it. There's a great counters in the post office. At one counter, we get stamps. At another, you can register letters. Our counters are meant for sending money orders, speed posts, and sending parcels, saving bank and postal insurance, etc. There are long queues in every counter. If you wish to send a money order or register a letter, it takes a queue quite a long time. You will have to wait your turn by standing in queue. You can see posting coming into the office and pick up the mail before going on their rounds to deliver letters. Some men are seen busy sorting out letters. It's constant activity at the post office. Having a post office is great convenience. We have a quick and efficient postal service. Wow, beautiful. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Love you, God. Excellent essays and letters for primary school. Wow, the donkey. Funny in appearance and has a strange crying nature, is stubborn. Its upkeep costs very little, its usefulness. The donkey is a beast of burden. It is meant to carry heavy loads. It has a strange appearance. It has a short, hairy body and 4 legs with cloven hoofs. It has a short tail with a tuft of hair at the end of it. Its ears are long and looks like wings. Its head is big and funny in shape. Its cry is harsh and unpleasant. Everyone is frightened on hearing the braying of the donkey. The donkey is known to be stubborn and willful in nature. It will try to have its own way if it can. People think that it is stupid and not intelligent. It costs very little to keep a donkey. No special food is required for it. It is turned loose into graze in the field and given anything that is left over from the meal. It is a very useful animal. Washermen use donkeys to carry their load of clothes. Gypsies use donkeys to carry their belongings from one place to another. Donkeys also used to carry bricks on other heavy loads which men find difficult to carry. Though it does so much useful work, the donkey gets no thanks for it. It's starved, beaten, and ill-treated. No wonder it kicks very hard when it loses a step. Men should be kinder to these dumb, helpless animals. They should treat them kindly for all the good work they do. The elephant, a huge animal, its appearance and habits, how it is caught and trained, how it is used, is ceremonial processions. Elephant is a huge animal. It's very strong. It is found in India and Africa. Its natural home is the jungle. It can be seen in zoos and circuses. It is a tall and heavy animal. It has small eyes. Its ears look like fans. They are broad and flat. Its back is broad and looks like a wall. Its legs are like the trunks of trees. Its nose is long and snake-like. It's called a trunk. With its trunk, it can pick up food and put it in its mouth. It can uproot big trees with the help of its trunk. It has 2 long curved teeth jutting out of its mouth. These teeth are very precious. They are made of ivory. The elephant is a herbivorous animal. It eats grass, fruits, sugarcane, vegetable and grain. It is intelligent and has a very good memory. It never forgets a good or bad turn done to it. It takes revenge on those who ill-treat it. There was a man who used to break a coconut every day on an elephant's head. One day the elephant got hold of the coconut and broke it on the man's head.